Before starting the story, 90% of you amazing viewers haven't liked and subscribed our channel yet. It's free and it seriously helps me to make awesome contents like this. Now let's start the video.
The Galactic Concord had always dismissed humanity as a pacifistic species, too meek to engage in real conflict. This assessment seemed validated throughout our early interactions with a Terran Federation. Time and again, they opted for diplomacy over shows of force, even when directly provoked. When the belligerent Kordath annexed a Terran mining outpost, citing dubious territorial claims, humanity simply accepted the theft rather than risk violence. The paranoid Jorans took it even further, imprisoning a Terran diplomatic team under accusations of espionage, an act of war by any measure. Yet the Terrans responded merely by negotiating their release through backchannels. No threats, no retaliation. Such behavior only reinforced the reputation of humans as avoiding bloodshed at all costs. Our xenologists ranked them a lowly 2 on the standard 16-point aggression index. To the martial civilizations like my own Kaldor race, such diffidence seemed equal parts baffling and contemptible. They have no stomach for real battle, my cohort Kalrath sneered during one war council. Let them cower in their pathetic federation while true warriors defend the galaxy. How wrong we were. How disastrously we underestimated the humans' capabilities and their restraint. It became undeniably clear when the Harvesters invaded from the obscured Hraken Nebula. A technological scourge of unknown origin, they descended onto inhabited systems and drained entire stars of their plasma through vectors we couldn't counteract. Planets were left frozen, their populations doomed to slow, choking deaths. The Harvesters made short work of the military forces scrambled to repel them. My battle group Korm fell in the opening salvos, our antique electromagnetic cannons laughable against their advanced shielding. Limping away on emergency thrusters, we sent out a general distress plea to whatever allied fleets could respond. None answered the call. Too craven to stand against such implacable foes, our supposed partners in the Concord abandoned us to our fates. All, that is, except one. This is Admiral Muranak of the Terran Federation Navy, a gruff voice crackled over the calm static. Transmitting coordinates to rally for counterattack. I didn't bother acknowledging, convinced it was a cruel joke or transmission error. 5 human vessels had dropped out of FTL near our crippled corvettes, a token force at best, likely looking to evacuate. Instead, the Terran flagship opened a VidCom channel, hostile formation located, requesting final firing authorization. For what manner of weapon, I scoffed. You'll only be martyring your crews. The Admiral's thin smile sent a chill up my spinal plating. We don't do futile gestures, friend. Time to remove the kid gloves. Green spheres the size of shuttles detached from the human vessel's antimatter slugs according to our sensors. But when they impacted the Harvester Vanguard, the resulting blasts gave new meaning to the word cataclysm. At first, it seemed like any other high-yield detonation, the exploded Harvester ships scattering into superheated debris. But the destruction didn't stop there. Like a spreading cancer, the blasts continued rippling outward in all directions, unraveling the alien armada ship by ship with molecular precision. Judicious engineering, the human admiral declared as we watched transfixed. Seeding the area with microscale munitions that disassemble their targets from the ground up. Thorough yet contained crude nuclear weapons could never begin to replicate this level of devastation. In mere minutes, the Harvester onslaught ceased to exist, reduced to expanding clouds of superheated gas by the humans' chillingly understated microscale munitions. Conventional kinetics couldn't have dented them. Energy beams proved useless. But the Terrans had access to weapons of such staggering power. Our space-age militaries paled like bio-tribal savages hurling rocks and sticks. A show of force by any other species would be an unacceptable escalation, Admiral Muranak said, his tone somber. We defer to the rules and norms keeping the interstellar community intact. But make no mistake, if these rules are abandoned, our response will be downright biblical. As the human ships turned and entered FTL, my bridge crew could only exchange haunted looks. The Concord had long underestimated humanity's aggression out of self-delusion, an error that must be corrected, lest any take their restraint for weakness ever again. For on that day, we learned the terrible truth. Humans avoid war not from fear or conscience, but because when roused to ferocious wrath, their mastery of weapons of galactic decimation is so absolute, so utterly devastating, it renders open conflict pointless. To wage war with them would not be to risk defeat, but the extinction of all life itself.